As the road winds gently through the hills of South Tyrol, the landscape begins to change with every slow turn of the car. Vineyards stretch like endless green carpets. Traditional farmhouses become fewer, and the air grows fresher, clearer, almost older, as if carrying memories from another time. Each bend reveals a new view, a new detail, a new fragment of history. This isn't just a mountain road, it's a journey into one of the most fascinating regions of the Alps. Far ahead, rising slowly into view, stands a massive silhouette perched on a rocky cliff. It looks like a silent guardian, a protector of centuries, Tyrol Castle, the birthplace of the entire Tyrol region. This fortress isn't just a building. It is the very heart of this land, a place where counts ruled, where battles were fought, where alliances were forged, and where stories still whisper through the walls. Imagine, just for a moment, going back 1,000 years. The roads were not paved, but dusty and rough. Merchants traveled through the valleys with heavy carts full of salt, fabrics, and spices. Knights rode on horseback, carrying messages and pledges of loyalty. And high above them, visible from miles away, Tyrol Castle stood firm like a beacon carved from the mountain itself, watching over everything. The castle's history is filled with noble families, political intrigues, victories, betrayals, alliances, but also small hidden details, strange symbols, and legends that people in this region still love to tell. One of these legends involves a mysterious window tucked between the castle's stone walls. Today it is known as the courting window. Long ago, some called it the window that speaks. Why? Because the ladies of the castle used that window to communicate without speaking a single word. According to the old stories, when a knight rode up the steep path to declare his love or ask for a lady's attention, she would not meet him in the courtyard. That would have been too direct, too risky, too bold for those times. Instead, her answer came from above. If she appeared at the window holding a flower, that flower was a gentle yes, an invitation to continue the courtship. But if the shutters slowly closed in front of the waiting knight, without a sound, it was a refusal, a silent, elegant no. No shouting, no confrontation, no embarrassment, just a window, a gesture, and the fate of two hearts decided in a single moment. Picture the scene as your car keeps climbing the road, the wind brushing across the courtyard, a horse waiting patiently, the knight looking up with hope in his eyes. And then the window opens or closes, deciding everything. Even today, when you visit the castle, that window feels alive, as if it still carries all the whispered stories of love won and love lost. But the courting window is just one of the castle's mysteries. Over the main entrance, carved into the stone, you'll notice three figures, two vultures and a lion. At first glance, they look like ordinary medieval decorations, but they aren't. The vultures represent the vigilance and sharp vision of the Counts of Tyrol, always watching over their land. The lion symbolizes strength, pride, and authority. And there is a legend about it. People believed that if an enemy, during an attack, managed to strike the lion carving with the tip of their sword, the castle would be forced to surrender. But in the entire history of Tyrol Castle, no one ever got close enough to do it. Inside, the grand banquet hall still echoes with the imagination of what it once was. Today it stands quiet, but centuries ago it was the heart of celebrations. Long tables held feasts that lasted into the night. Knights, noblewomen, ambassadors, musicians, all gathered under the high wooden beams for nights of wine, music, and politics. And it is in this hall that another eerie legend was born, the legend of the betrayed squire. Stories tell of a young squire who fell in love with a woman promised to another man. Blinded by jealousy, he opened a secret door at night to let enemies sneak into the castle. His betrayal was discovered, and the punishment was severe. So severe that, according to legend, his spirit never left the banquet hall. Visitors sometimes say they feel a sudden cold breeze in one particular corner of the room, even on warm summer days, as if someone was passing by in silence. But Tyrol Castle was more than a fortress of walls. It was also a fortress of communication. Long before telephones and radios, the castle used torches, banners, and fire signals to send messages across the valley to nearby fortresses, creating a medieval network of communication. In just minutes, warnings of danger or calls for reinforcements could travel from mountain to mountain. A kind of ancient internet made of flames in the night. And through all of this, the legends, the battles, the love stories, the betrayals, one truth remains. Tyrol Castle gave its name to an entire region. Tyrol, Tyrol, a name that still survives in Austria, Italy, and in the hearts of the people who live here. A name that began with this stone fortress overlooking the valley. As your car continues along the road, and the castle slowly disappears behind the hills, it leaves you with a feeling that is hard to explain. A sense of stepping into another time. A reminder that even the strongest stone carries the weight of the stories it has witnessed. And Tyrol Castle has witnessed more stories than we can ever imagine. Some of them written in books, some of them carved in stone, and some of them whispered by a window that once decided the fate of lovers.